On this video we're taking a look at our NBA parlay for the games that are happening on Saturday, April 16, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Our first parlay pick is Dallas Mavericks vs Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz -5, and here is why. The Utah Jazz are averaging 113.6 points on 47.1% shooting and allowing 107.6 points on 45.3% shooting. Donovan Mitchell is averaging 25.9 points and 5.3 assists, while Bojan Bogdanovic is averaging 18.1 points and 4.3 rebounds. Jordan Clarkson is the third double-digit scorer, and Rudy Gobert is grabbing 14.7 rebounds. The Utah Jazz are shooting 36% from beyond the arc and 76.7% from the free throw line. The Utah Jazz are allowing 35% shooting from deep and are grabbing 46.3 rebounds per game. Dallas covered the spread in all 4 head-to-head games against Utah during the regular season. As of Friday morning, the Mavs find themselves a 5-point home underdog heading into Game 1. For the series, Dallas is a plus 230 underdog, according to Vegas Insider. The biggest story for Dallas heading into Game 1 is the status of their superstar, Luka Doncic, 28.4 ppg, 9.1 rebounds, 8.7 assists, who suffered a calf injury in the final game of the regular season. There have been reports that Doncic is expected to miss Game 1, but the Mavericks have not yet officially ruled him out. The Mavericks were 8-9 straight up without Doncic this season. Dallas did win its last 4 games that Doncic missed, but those games included beating Sacramento twice and Houston twice. The Dallas Mavericks are averaging 108 points on 46.1% shooting and allowing 104.7 points on 45.7% shooting. Luka Doncic is averaging 28.4 points and 8.7 assists, while Jalen Brunson is averaging 16.3 points and 3.9 rebounds. Spencer Dinwiddie is the third double-digit scorer, and Dorian Finney-Smith is grabbing 4.7 rebounds. The Dallas Mavericks are shooting 35% from beyond the arc and 77.1% from the free throw line. The Dallas Mavericks are allowing 34% shooting from deep and are grabbing 43 rebounds per game. Dallas is 1-4 at TS in their last 5 games as a playoff underdog. Turning that trend around will be extremely difficult without Luka Doncic. Utah was the 3rd best team in defensive rating and 10th in offensive rating over the last 7 games. Dallas was 14th in defensive rating and 2nd in offensive rating over the previous 7 games, but without Doncic, they are not the same team offensively. 3-point shooting can be the equalizer for an underdog when a star player is out. Unfortunately for Dallas, Utah is 2nd in the NBA in made threes this season behind only Minnesota. The short-handed Mavs will have issues matching up on both sides of the ball against the depth of a Utah team led by Mitchell, Bogdanovic, and Gobert. Take Utah to draw first blood. Memphis Grizzlies vs Minnesota Timberwolves. Memphis Grizzlies -6.5 points. And here is why. The Minnesota Timberwolves are averaging 115.9 points on 45.7% shooting and allowing 113.3 points on 46% shooting. Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 24.6 points and 3.6 assists, while Anthony Edwards is averaging 21.3 points and 3.8 assists. D'Angelo Russell is the third double-digit scorer and Malik Beasley is grabbing 2.9 rebounds. The Minnesota Timberwolves are shooting 35.8% from beyond the arc and 77.8% from the free throw line. The Minnesota Timberwolves are allowing 35% shooting from deep and are grabbing 44.2 rebounds per game. On the season, the Grizzlies are 2nd in the league in scoring offense as they average 115.6 points per game this season. Memphis is 1st in the league in rebounding with 49.2 boards a night, while the team is 6th by dishing out an average of 26 assists a night. The Grizzlies are in the middle of the pack defensively as they are 12th in the league by allowing an average of 109.9 points per contest. Ja Morant leads the team as he averages 27.4 points plus 6.7 assists a night. Desmond Bane puts up 18.2 points a game, while Jaren Jackson Jr. chips in 16.3 points and 5.8 boards a night. DeAnthony Melton, 10.8 points, and Steven Adams also are solid contributors on the offensive end of the floor this season. The Grizzlies also count on Kyle Anderson, Dillon Brooks, 18.4 points, Sam Merrill, Brandon Clark, 10.4 points, Zaire Williams, John Concher and Xavier Tillman Sr. to contribute. Memphis stands 19th in field goal percentage as they connect on 46.1% of their attempts from the floor on the season. The Grizzlies splash an average of 11.5 three-pointers a night, putting them 23rd in that category. Memphis is 17th in three-point field goal percentage as they knock down 35.3% of their attempts from beyond the arc this season. Tilly, back, has been out since March 15 and has been ruled out for this contest. The Memphis Grizzlies are averaging 115.4 points on 46.1% shooting and allowing 109.5 points on 45.3% shooting. Ja Morant is averaging 27.4 points and 6.7 assists, while Dillon Brooks is averaging 18.4 points and 3.2 rebounds. Desmond Bane is the third double-digit scorer and Jaren Jackson Jr. is dishing 1.1 assists. The Memphis Grizzlies are shooting 35.1% from beyond the arc and 73.5% from the free throw line. The Memphis Grizzlies are allowing 35% shooting from deep and are grabbing 49.2 rebounds per game. Minnesota put together a solid season and rallied from 10 down in the fourth quarter to take down La to earn this spot. The Timberwolves managed to pull out the win despite Towns fouling out with 7:34 to play and with him only scoring 11 points. With that said, Memphis had a terrific year and managed to rack up wins even with Morant missing a quarter of the season. The Grizzlies are a dangerous offensive team and they play excellent basketball at home. Memphis has home court advantage and they are pretty much at full strength here. That's enough to give the edge to the Grizzlies in a matchup of a pair of young teams on the upswing. Philadelphia 76ers vs Toronto Raptors. Philadelphia minus 4.5 points. And here is why. The Toronto Raptors have been in a groove over the last 5 weeks as they've won 14 of their final 18 regular season games to finish with a 48-34 record, good enough for the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. Pascal Siakam led the team with 22.8 points, 8.5 rebounds and 5.3 assists per game. Fred VanVleet averaged 20.3 points and 6.7 assists per game, while Gary Trent Jr. averaged 18.3 points, 2.7 rebounds and 2.0 assists per game. As a team, the Raptors scored 109.4 points per game while shooting 44.5% from the field and 34.9% from the three-point line. The leading scorer for Toronto is Pascal Siakam with an average of 22.8 points per game, while the second leading scorer is Fred VanVleet with an average of 20.3 points per game. Siakam is the leading rebounder with an average of 8.5 rebounds per game. VanVleet is the leader in assists with an average of 6.7 rebounds per game. Toronto has 5 players averaging double figures in scoring. Philadelphia finished the regular season 51-31 and was second in the Atlantic Division behind the Boston Celtics and fourth in the conference standings. Philadelphia defeated the Detroit Pistons 118-106 in the final game of the regular season. During the regular season, Philadelphia scored an average of 109.9 points per game, which was 18th, and allowed an average of 107.3 points per game, which was 8th. The Philadelphia 76ers are coming into this series with plenty of momentum after winning 5 of their last 6 games to finish with a 51-31 overall record, which is good for the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. Joel Embiid led the team with averages of 30.6 points, 11.7 rebounds and 4.2 assists per game. James Harden averaged 21.0 points, 7.1 rebounds and 10.5 assists per game in the 21 games he played. Therese Maxey scored 17.5 points and 4.3 assists per game, while Tobias Harris averaged 17.2 points and 6.8 rebounds per game. As a team, the 76ers scored 109.9 points per game while shooting 46.6% from the field and 36.4% from the three-point line. The Raptors are at full strength for this series, except for Fred VanVleet, who they will be keeping an eye on after he missed out the regular season finale. The 76ers will be relying heavily on the production of Embiid, who has been so good all season, but he is going to need help from others like Harden and Harris, as there will surely be plenty of double teams in this series. The Raptors have already beaten the 76ers in 3 of 4 regular season meetings, but I think the 76ers draw first blood with a narrow win and cover at home. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.